Hello, welcome friends. Today we are going to learn what is a peri-implantitis, how to diagnose, what are the symptoms, and what is the management of peri-implantitis. Myself, Dr. Hemant Bhavnarkar, I am a Mumbai-based oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Let's start. Basically, peri-implantitis is a actual meaning is a inflammation surrounded to the implants. So the term peri-implantitis was introduced in the late 1980s and was subsequently defined as an inflammatory process affecting the soft and hard tissue around the functioning of osteointegrated implant, resulting in a loss of the supporting bone. Ultimately, if we didn't cure this peri-implantitis, ultimately fate will be loss of the implant or implant failure. So before knowing how to diagnose peri-implantitis and how to manage cases of peri-implantitis, we should know what is different between the tooth anatomy and the implant anatomy with respect to the surrounding bone and gingiva. Right, in normal tooth there is a gingival attachment with the periodontal ligament and cementum between the tooth and the bone and gingiva. Right, this is the pedial ligaments. Right, but in an osteointegrated implant there is no pedial ligaments. It's direct connection with the bone after the osteointegration. Right, so here we can able to see the osteointegration part. There is a no pedial ligament. The gingiva is also directly attached to the shoulder of the abutment. So first learn how to diagnose the peri-implantitis and the progress of the peri-implantitis. As we know, the implant failure or the peri-implantitis is always start with the bad oral hygiene or plaque accumulation surrounding the crown of the prosthesis of the implant and the gingival margin. So here we can able to see the plaque accumulation surrounding the gingival margin and between the prosthesis. As if we don't treat the inflammation surrounding to the implants, it means the peri-implant mucositis we don't treat, then it will ultimately the infections put to a deeper area and ultimately there is a bone loss. So here we can able to see the healthy implant region and unhealthy implant region. Right, we can check the depth of the gingival pockets with the help of Williams graduated probe. What are the common symptoms of the implantitis? Right, basically patients come to us after the implants inflammation or mucositis or peri-implantitis with the pain, inflammation surrounding the implant area, pain on eating, mobility slight or more, grade 1 grade 2 mobility with the implant and implant prosthesis, sometimes pus formation, salty taste, and prosthesis malfunction also present. So these are the basic signs and symptoms of the peri-implantitis and peri-mucositis. Always remember the sequence is a sound implant, then peri-implant mucositis, then peri-implantitis. And if we don't treat the peri-implant mucositis and peri-implantitis, ultimately will be a implant failure. So these three terms we always deal with the when we read the literature, the scientific terms: peri-implant disease, peri-implant mucositis, and peri-implantitis. So what is a peri-implant disease? It's a pathologic changes of the peri-implant tissue surrounding to the implants. Right, it includes the gingiva, soft tissue, and hard tissue bone. Right, what is a peri-implant mucositis? An inflammatory condition confined to the soft tissue surrounding an implant. What is a peri-implantitis? Progressive peri-implant bone loss in conjunction with the soft tissue inflammatory lesion. Right, it means that if we don't treat the peri-implant mucositis in earlier stage, it will convert into peri-implantitis. These are the pictorial presentation of peri-implant mucositis and peri-implantitis. Right, this is here we can able to see a healthy implants with the good bone formation and the sound gingiva. Here, due to soft tissue or food lodgement or infection, there is a gingival inflammation is present, and it's going deep into the osteointegrated bone and implants. If we don't treat at this level, it will further deepen the pockets and the bone loss is formed. The two common forms of peri-implant mucositis and peri-implantitis, inconsistent in defining and the reporting, is given by in 2003 journal. Right, peri-implant mucositis, as I already said, that an inflammatory response limited to the soft tissue surrounding a functioning oral implant, and if we don't treat at this level, it will ultimately fall to the peri-implantitis, an inflammatory response that involves loss of the margins of the bone around the functioning of the oral implant and leads to the fail to the rigid clinical parameters. It means a bone loss. It will appear on the clinical basis as well as on the radiographical basis also. Right. How we will diagnose the peri-implantitis? On clinical basis, we will find the deep periodontal pocket or gingival pockets. We can able to diagnose with the help of Williams graduated probe. There is the margins of gingiva is always inflamed or red in color. Slight mobility is also present sometimes. Prosthetic malformation is also present. On IOPA or radiographs, we can able to see this crater-like structure. Here we can able to see a bone loss. 2 to 3 millimeter bone loss is present. Here also a 2 to 3 millimeter bone loss is present. This black area indicates there is an inflammatory procedure is going on here. A soft tissue infection is present here. Ultimately, bone loss is happened. The classification of peri-implantitis. There are three main stages: that early, moderate, and advanced peri-implantitis is there. When there is a pocket depth is less than 3 millimeter, we can say it's an early case. When pocket depth is 4 to 5 millimeter, we can say a moderate peri-implantitis. And if the pocket depth is more than 5 millimeter, means the bone loss surrounding the implant is more than 5 millimeter, we can say it's an advanced case of peri-implantitis or the severe implantitis. Here we can able to see that bone loss is more than 5 millimeter here and here also, right? So it's an advanced case of peri-implantitis, means the more bone loss, there is a more chances of implant failure. On the we can able to diagnose it on the radiograph, OPG or IOPA also. Here almost all the bone surrounding to implant is resolved. Bone loss is almost more than 7 to 8 millimeter on the both the sides. Only 1 to 2 millimeter bone is attached with the implants, right? So almost implant failure is here. In such a severe cases, there is a very little chance that we can save these implants. So we have seen how to diagnose the peri-implantitis, but is it possible to cure the case or cure this peri-implantitis in earlier stage? The answer is yes. Let's see how we can do it. The treatment steps are prosthesis removal if possible and if necessary, then flap opening and curettage of the inflammatory tissue, decontamination procedure, implantoplasty if necessary, chemical detoxification surrounding the implants if necessary, regeneration procedures means the bone grafting at the bone defect, and the soft tissue augmentation if required. There are several guidelines and treatment protocols given in different journals, but basic idea is remove the infection and inflammation surrounding the implant and try to make some efforts that bone is again healed surrounding the implant and again re-osseointegration is happened. So there is a non-surgical treatment, like in initial case we can do the antimicrobial agents systemically. We can tell the patients to use the chlorhexidine mouthwashes also. then systemic antibiotics, then laser therapy to cure the infection surrounding the implants. So we can reduce the gingival depth. We can do the subgingival curettage also, open the flap, remove the inflammatory and the bad tissue surrounding the implants and resuture it. Then surgical options are open the flap, do the debridement and for bone and leave the space for the bone generation. If the defect is more, we can go for the placement of the different bone grafts, demineralize bone allografts is a good options for such implant cases. We can use these bone graft granules with the PRP. We will see the cases in next slides. So the basic steps are administration of antibiotics, preparation of PRP in surgical cases, regeneration of peri-implant infected tissue, removal of contamination surrounding the tissue, then try to reform the bone surrounding the tissue, if required decontamination surrounding the implants, then application of PRP and bone graft, and the closure with the help of sutures. These are the flow charts how we can manage the peri-implantitis cases. In earlier stage peri-implant mucositis, non-surgical treatment we can do. As I said earlier, only curettage, flap opening, subgingival scaling is helpful and can be helped to restore the implant surrounding implant region, right? But if the implant has a mobility and bone loss is more, then many times the implant removal may required, right? As I said earlier, if bone defect is more than 5 mm, regeneration therapy or combined therapy is required. So how we do this regeneration therapy, right? As I said earlier, surgical intervention we have to do to achieve osteointegration surrounding the implant. So we have to open the flap, clean the area, reduce the inflammation surrounding the bone, place the bone graft membrane and close the gingival margin to the implants, and monitor the osteointegration process every month for next 2 to 3 months. See how the response we can getting from the patients. Here the inflammatory exudate is flushed with the help of chlorhexidine solution or the betadine solution. Here when we open the flap, we can able to see such a bone defect. Here the bone defect is more than 3 to 5 mm. So here we can put the bone graft and close the gingiva. I always say that if the diagnosis is done in earlier cases, like here we can put the bone graft, close with the resorbable suture, and after 3 months we can get again bone formation surrounding the implants, right? So it's not like that if we having the case with our implantitis, we cannot save it. In early stage we diagnose, we can save the implants, right? Here also the case of the implantitis, severe implantitis, right? Here the flap is opened, peri-implant surface is clean. Here the bone grafting with the platelet-rich plasma is placed, closure is achieved, and the subsequent radiographic examination is done. After the 1 year post-treatment, periapical view shown that bone formation is present and osteointegration is done. Here also after the bone graft, we can achieve the good bone graft and we can able to reduce this defect to this level. So basically at the end the conclusion is to treat the peri-implantitis, we have to do a good diagnostic in early stage. We have to tell patients to maintain the oral hygiene. We have to reduce the inflammation surrounding the implants, and if required bone grafting and surgical procedure we can tell to the patients, right? In next my implant series cases, we will plan what are the different complications happen with the implants and how to treat the complication associated with post implant maintenance cases. Thank you. For more learning oral surgery cases, subscribe, like and share my oral surgery and beyond YouTube channels. Tell to your friends. If you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, like and share. Thank you for today.